Yeah, so we'll go ahead and focus in onto this draft that we're getting into, as they're going to take out the Broodmother Marcy, and we have a yet another early Nyx Assassin pick, dude. And here is the Leshrac.
Yes. We were one. I was wondering, would Silk do exactly the same as we saw in the last game done by Sinking Gilmes? But they prioritized Dawnbreaker above Leshrac, which I don't exactly agree with. And we just saw what CFY could do on his Nyx Assassin. So I have high hopes for this draft already. And Leshracs are Leshrac is just a hero. What else can you say at this point? You press one button and you regen all of your HP back.
And that is, dude, the
But
Leshrac with the Bloodstone regen is just absolutely bananas bonkers. It's something that it's honestly it kind of leaves a little pit in your stomach as you're watching it in a cast, because it's like they're so close to bringing down this blue monster, and yet you know it's just not quite gonna fit the bill because he's gonna press that goddamn Bloodstone button, and then suddenly he's gonna be back to full HP.
yes, and the worst part is it's you can just buy it as your first item, and it doesn't matter because you also get mana regen out of it, so you can farm still with it. It is the perfect item for Leshrac, and I don't see what TD2 developers were thinking while making that, since that has ruined so many of my pubs with just Leshracs being there. Unless you get to the ban hits it. That is another thing I would always like to complain. Why are the bans random? Why can't I just ban Leshrac forever out of my games?
You know, with the old techies, I had that exact same feeling where it was like, dude, like, god damn it, I just don't want to see this bullshit piece of shit fucking non-Dota 2 hero in my Dota 2 game. It makes it not a game of Dota. I hate it. I never want to see it again. And now they've changed it to where it's not quite so annoying. It's actually somewhat of a hero. I still think it's a piece of shit, but it's not quite the bane of my existence. One thing that we've not talked about yet, though, here, Herbie, is the how much of a monkey wrench is thrown into the Dawnbreaker's general attack strategy when you have a Nyx Assassin on the other side. Of course, if you throw Solar Guardian, you can just throw that Spike Carapace and just cancel it as so it reduces your global map presence.
Yes, it's an extremely rough matchup, to say at least. Because unless you have a shard, you can't even use your Star Breaker, because the Nyx Assassin just needs to press Carapace and you just get suddenly stunned. And then also because your trail on your hammer, what's Celestial Hammer,
Mm.
also you can just run in there and stun you. There are so many ways of stunning you with Spike Carapace.
It really it's as a Dawnbreaker player, like Nyx Assassin is just the bane of my existence. It is something that I absolutely hate to see. It makes you plan so many different ways around it. And now here's yet another way to ruin this Dawnbreaker's day with the silencer.
Yes.
And
So I feel like this Dawnbreaker has to be thought of like, are you willing to flex it back to a support? Because I feel like if you pick first phase Dawnbreaker, I feel like you have to be able to play it as a support, since countering it is not the biggest deal or that hard. Oh,
that's a bit of a new hero. Maybe sliding the Dawnbreaker back to a support role after him getting kind of counter dumpstered here. And so we're going to have the Beastmaster, which with nice little summons hero, gives him some good counter push. Hopefully he should be able to get the mid tier 1 tower down by 8 to 10 minutes.
yes. The now it's all about the picking Beastmaster here, though, is risky since you have not seen the enemy carry. And these picks are coming up real fast. This is a
Absolutely. And I mean that's
all
we're 4 melees running into Leshrac so far, and we've not seen any of the core heroes.
like if I am A and B, I might just think about picking Enigma right here and now. Like even if there are two things to go through your black hole, uh, there's still so much value in the black hole and just separating the team fight with the Clockwork and Beastmaster, and especially something that, because if they can get something to counter this Pangolier out, I feel like they are in a really rough position on Silk.
Night Stalker.
The Balinar. Love to see me some Night Stalker gaming, but what do you think of this Night Stalker pick? Because they're not quite so squishy that he could just run in, pop somebody real quick, and then use his shard to eat a creep and come back for round 2.
No, it's all about his shard. He just pops his ultimate and eats the Beastmaster's creep, and then Beastmaster goes into a
Ah,
corner and cries for a bit.
I
And it's
see.
also very good against Pangolier because Pangolier legitimately cannot do anything against a Blink Night Stalker.
10 seconds to pick.
Like this is a
5 seconds.
extremely strong pick, and I saw that being done by, I think it was Liquid against, I don't, was it Secret? I'm not sure, but in the last phases of TI,
Dude, that
they were
series
playing
was so
Carrion.
good.
Yes. I still think the series of that tournament was Liquid Thunder Predator or Thunder Awaken. That was such a good series.
Dude, I so badly I wanted Liquid to win, and then Matsu and Zai to just ride off into the sunset together.
Yes, me
What
too.
could have been?
10
Fucking
seconds
Secret has to go and ruin all the good times.
Yes.
5
All right, so we're getting rid of the Pudge, getting rid of the Ember. Naga Shadow Fiend taken out on the other side. They don't really have great ways to deal with illusions. What do you think of like a Phantom Lancer here for Silk?
I feel like the issue with Phantom Lancer is you still don't see exactly their carry hero, but these things do seem like they are angling
5
for an
seconds remain.
illusion hero. The issue for me with Phantom Lancer is the fact that it is quite a slow hero.
Mm.
And I do feel like your Beastmaster push will get shut down, but because this Night Stalker will just find you and then will make you cry because you don't have a creep. Which means this Beastmaster might have to think about an alternative itemization, which is, say it with me, Wraith Pact.
And yeah, so it was an illusion hero, so they're gonna go Terrorblade. And what do you think about this Terrorblade as opposed to the PO?
Terrorblade is much faster and is a stronger laner against Night Stalker. It also has better late game potential and is able to join these pushes if they somehow manage to make these make this Beastmaster roll out of control. You can do tempo Terrorblade pushes with a la No Tail back in the TI6 days when he was playing carry.
Dude, the tempo no-tail carry was one of the most underappreciated and underrated things that I've seen in Dota over my 10 plus years of watching Dota.
Yes, that man just understood tempo since, well, obviously being a support player and after that TI winning captain, turns out he kind of understood what tempo meant.
Yeah, he kind of understands Dota a little bit. I know people used to dog on him, but it was like, dude, he'd get level 6 on CK, immediately TP to the mid lane, kill the mid laner, and help take the tower. And it was just like no other carry player in the game was making a play like that. And speaking of carry players and carry heroes, we need to get one more hero to round out. We've got 9 showing. What are you liking for the return of AMB?
There's always the possibility of just going something funky, but I think they might just go something very basic. And oh, they have both teams have banned most of the popular carry heroes. So
Dipping
what are
deep into
there?
the well.
Yes, that's real deep. What's in here that's still playable? We need something that gives you it's other because usually Terrorblade is played against Terrorblade. You just either get illusion heroes or you get a light some kind of Drow Ranger. Oh my, this is
Are we
exciting.
doing carry Night Stalker?
Yes, carry Night Stalker,
Okay.
Matsu special.
Let's do it. I don't know if I've ever casted a carry Night Stalker game. If I have, it's been one or two across my career. So this is something that I'm very excited. I'm very much looking forward to. What are some finer points for those of those of the people in the audience who have not seen carry Night Stalker? What are some of the finer points that he's going to need to be looking to do?
Well, it's I've seen different versions of Carry Night Stalker, but most of the most of them have been building armlets, obviously for the early tempo, and it's a very active uh, core because this lineup just wants to run at you. Like they do not want to give this Terrorblade enough time to get online. And I'm not sure about
So, but
Silk's player.
is there late game potential for FCR on this Night Stalker, or is this one of those tempo based lineups where if we're not knocking on the high ground by 35 minutes, it's probably a lost game.
It's the biggest thing about this Night Stalker. This Night Stalker's problem thing is he will never fight this Terrorblade. Pretty much, he should never fight this Terrorblade. His entire job is to kill the entirety of backline. His mid laner and off laner, they're then on the night. They're on Terrorblade duty. Since if Terrorblade doesn't have a BKB, there is just way too much magical damage on this AMB lineup that this turbo will just melt in the end. So it's all about how do the side
Now,
lanes
a
get
quick
off.
reminder, the goal of this game is to win. You can
Absolutely,
win by
man. So
winning
let's
with
get into the
one
action. I'm excited to see how it's going to play out. The return of AMB shall be on the Radiant side of the map. AlienManaBanana himself will be on the Leshrac. We will be seeing D-Flash making a repeat performance on his silencer. Those of you who were watching the first game with us, CFY will also repeat on his Nyx Assassin. Where the changes start to come in, Napkin shall be playing on the Batrider, and the star of the show, where all the eyes will be looking, FCR on the carry Night Stalker. Meanwhile, the newcomers to the stream, Silk, they will be on the dire side of the map. La Soleil will be on the Beastmaster. Seven shall be on the Clockwork. We will be seeing Ryu on the mid Pangolier. Austin shall be playing the Dawnbreaker. And last but certainly not least, Pake will be on the Terrorblade. So it looks like the lanes are going to come out fairly standard here, Herbie. We're not seeing any lane swaps, any dodges, any tri-lanes, anything like that. So in a vacuum, what lane is going to be the most exciting, like the kill lane?
I do feel like it's both of the side lanes are extremely
Let this
kill heavy,
meditative reflection
but
on the fleeting
we can see if
event
this Batrider
begin.
this Batrider can kill this Terrorblade, especially since there is not a good way for this Dawnbreaker to stop and from killing the TB by just running on top of him with a Firefly. But also bot lane, it's Clockwork can chase down Silencer. Last time we just saw D Flash just feed his ass off in the first few phases of the game on Silencer. It's just the hero is just not very good in the laning phase if you ever fall behind or get out of position.
Nope. Didn't mean to ping. Feel like a bad caster. Mid lane so far, looking pretty split. Just barely missed on that stun connection, did AlienManaBanana. Didn't we just see this Leshrac versus the Pangolier lane last game?
Yes.
So what
Let's
do you
see.
think? What do you think? So it was the Leshrac who ultimately lost the game. So what are going to be some avenues that we have to take to completely avoid that from happening?
First of all, I feel like this Leshrac needs to build physical damage just like last game, or excuse me, physical armor. This is they have a very limited magic damage on self, but and most of their damage does come from physical damage. Last game they had his lack of armor kind of did cost him in the end.
He did kind of seem to be like a wet napkin.
Yes,
He just got popped,
It's,
and it was like the Bloodstone regen. It either it wasn't coming fast enough, or it felt like it wasn't even coming at all.
yes, it's an extremely you dance on this fine line of like you can survive most things with Bloodstone regen, but you need to be able to survive the first burst.
Hmm.
And because I think it regens about like 400 HP a second. But if you get that's basically the damage cap or like the amount of damage you need to kill a Leshrac, which is ridiculous. But it is possible, especially with if you have not too much armor and there's minus armor on the field. And it seems like this is happening just like last time. This Angler is doing well against this Leshrac.
Oh,
my.
Starbreaker, but it does
Flash.
get canceled by the spiked Carapace, so the damage is going to keep Napkin alive, as he was able to stop Austin from closing that gap. I think that was pretty much going to be first blood otherwise.
Yes. On the bot lane, D-Flash just barely survived with his Fairy Fire pop. This Clockwork just can just solo kill him at this point, pretty much. Oh no. And
Well, up top,
there's-
CFY being brought down
oh,
fairly low,
oh,
but he is going to survive. Trying to get some damage out. I believe he was trying to find this this Terror Blade, but he wasn't ever quite able to make that connection.
yes, that's and the one thing you have to think about is in this lane, both these always the side of the silk will have these wands full. Oh no, he missed the celestial hammer.
Yes.
But these with these full wands, both of these heroes are able to spam their abilities, and there's always the chance of turning.
Getting some damage out, but there's that wand, just as you said. But a good spike carapace as well as some body blocks. He's gonna come forward with the Starbreaker, and he's gonna turn that around as Austin, and he's gonna throw a tip CFY's way, just as a little how you doing.
Yeah, that's a how you doing partner if I've ever seen one. And again, AMB is suffering in the lanes just like last game.
And maybe this is just a bit of a strategy. Oh dear. As I missed that kill, Napkin goes down in the top lane. Austin with the 2 kills so far for his team. And as a support player, a 5 player, I love to see it.
Yes, and also look at Napkin's last hits. This is your last pick. This is a really rough start. They do need this Batrider to have a game because otherwise this TB will just kill all of you because you don't have the damage really with just Leshrac. Like just Leshrac can be dealt with by a high damage physical damage core.
Don't let AMB win. Man, I couldn't tell you the last time that I watched AMB lose on this stream. As like I said, he won the grand finals last time. He fucking won the first best of one the time before. And Silk, they are a pretty new team. As we're gonna see the first Rolling Thunder of the game 7 is gonna be in the area as well. Can he get that? Oh, they don't even need it. Oh no, he got pushed up to the high ground with that last bounce, but with a swashbuckle from Ryu, able to pick up that kill with some quick hands.
This is turning into a clusterfuck at this point. This is real rough. Like, this Batrider is so far in the dumpster that you just can't see his legs anymore.
Radiant's bottom tower under fire.
I mean, yeah, the position 5 is only trailing by like 100 gold on this Batrider.
Yeah, it's like, and there's no stacks for this Batrider. Like, I've seen, and the issue with Batrider Lesh is they're both extremely stack hungry heroes. They both want to get real nice set of stacks going, but if only one of them gets to have their stacks, I have a guess who's gonna get the stacks based on the name, based on the
Sure.
fact that the team is called Return of A and B.
Somebody's getting kicked if the stacks get stolen. Is that what you're trying to suggest, Herbie?
Yes, I have just that. I very much think so.
Radiant's middle tower is taking damage.
Well, so I mean, let's talk about the one positive right now for the return of A and B, because we've been talking pretty silk heavy as far as this game is concerned. This Balinar, the Night Stalker, he is number 2 on the net worth, only trailing the Terrorblade by 3. And I mean, he's getting his levels. He's moving along his progressions. As now they're going to go in onto 7. CFY made the rotation. Meanwhile, Napkin got picked off up at the top lane. They're trying to get their hands onto 7, but with the swashbuckle, Ryu came in with the swashbuckle. 7, he might go down, but no, with the cogs, he's even going to stay alive from that flash.
No.
Finally, it took the Arcade Curse to bring him down. They are going to get a trade, and with the trade up in the top lane as well, that means this goes 2 for 1 across the map.
Radiant's
Yes.
top tower is being attacked.
And that's like this Night Stalker. That's
And have fortified their towers.
Oh,
I'm
God.
not the biggest. What happened?
I have
there?
no idea. I have no idea. I was not expecting a kill in the mid lane, so I don't know, dude. Like, what is happening?
How did he die? There's no Rolling Thunder.
Right,
It's
no
just like-
Rolling Thunder, no Solar Guardian.
He just stood. I don't know. Did he just stand there and take it?
Maybe he was making a sandwich, as you like to say, and then he just didn't have the time that he thought he did.
Yeah. Sometimes making sandwiches is deadly. You gotta cut those carbs, kids.
Right? You can't be eating such hard meats either. You got to cut the sodium intake down.
But yeah, you can see this Night Stalker. Like, the one positive thing for this Night Stalker is the fact that this Beastmaster is buying a Helm of the Dominator.
Oh.
Because with the Helm of the Dominator creep being more valuable, your shard becomes basically a pseudo Midas if you can ever find the creep of Beastmaster. Especially since the Helm of the Overlord creep gives you 250 bucks, and I think it's a 40-second cooldown. Sorry, 20-second cooldown. So there's basically nothing you can really do about it. So that's why I'm surprised that he's going for the Helm of the Overlord, since the item gets countered by just a shard. Maybe
Right.
he didn't think about that.
Yeah, maybe he's just kind of stuck in like the cookie cutter mode, you know? We're still very early in the game, so it's like you're not really making like those critical decisions and things of that nature just yet. But yeah, no, I like to refer to the Night Stalker shard as basically it's like a walking cheese. At all points in time, you can just kind of walk up, eat a creep, whatever. As there's looking like it might be a bit of an engagement. We have 4 heroes down here for the Dire side. We're going to get a TP in from FCRD Flash. He's going to go down as the first of the litter. Here comes the ultimate from the Balinar. Savage Roar to counter it, hold him in place. Rolling Thunder coming out, bouncing around. The Solar Guardian starting to come in. The damage is just wicked as they've already brought down 2, make it 3. FCR, he's trying to get something for his time to bring down La Soleil. But no, he can't even do that. The Starbreaker slows him down. He's still chasing through the trees. Surely this is going to cost him his life, though. Almost out of mana. It doesn't matter, as they do finally bring down this Balinar.
Structures are fortified.
That was still, even with the Solar Guardian getting immediately cancelled by CFY, it just didn't matter.
Dire's
There's
top
just too
tower
much damage, and this Pangolius Rolling Thunder is too much team fight for them to deal with. Because they, like I talked about in the drafting phase, they have very little physical damage. So there's nothing to really, then their only physical damage dealer just can't touch this Pangolier while it's rolling.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely it's something that's a bit concerning to say the least. Is these newcomers, these upstarts, they could very well be taking a point off of the defending champions here in the Dota 2 League Winter's Pro Season Series words.
Generation Masterclass. Gamers.
Super.
Mountain Dew. Sponsored by Mountain Dew.
Oh, don't say I'm not actually. We're gonna get DMCA'd so damn fast, Herba. God damn it, man.
Yes.
Dimsa. As there's a spike carapace to cancel some of this aggression that was coming out, as well as a hook shot that was swung and missed. Feel the breeze. What a breeze. What a mighty fine breeze.
Alright. Now there's a choice being made by this Night Stalker. Oh, he is like, does he save up for the Aghanim Shard or try to get this armlet going? And he chose the armlet. But I feel like now they have this even. Yes. Oh, Mr. Beastmaster did realize his slight mistake, and he isn't committing to the Helm of the Overlord. He is going Wraith Pact, and I can agree with just going Helm of the Dominator just for the push. Like, he didn't fall to the cookie cutter meta thinking.
Absolutely.
So
making an adjustment. D-Flash. He's going to have to make an adjustment or he's going to go down quick. CFY with a saving stun. Well done. And with the lasso, they're able to wrap up this clockwork. Meanwhile, we're in the Dark Ascension era as he's trying to get to somebody. But with the clockwork gone down, there's not really an easy pick for him to run into. So it's really just kind of been him pacing back and forth throughout this fight. As with a swashbuckle from afar, they're able to grab down D-Flash. Meanwhile, Napkin was able to find himself a tasty Dawnbreaker kill.
Big thing here is this Night Stalker ult did nothing, and now it's daytime, and that hero.
Time.
Do you remember when Void did half damage during the day?
Yes.
That was like the saddest time ever to play Night Stalker.
They killed my boy.
Yeah.
They killed my boy. I used to play 4-position Night Stalker back in the days of like Poor Man's Shield and Iron Talon. And like when they did that change, it was just like, dude, I literally like, what the fuck do you want me to do now? And Balinar was never seen again.
Yes. My favorite thing.
Oh, he went for a quick spiked carapace, but they were able to bait that out, and they didn't get caught up in it. Now, talking about getting caught up in, that is going to be 7 going down. Now there's the Savage Roar. They're trying to get themselves AlienManaBananas from afar with the Metamorphosis. They have the damage from Pake. Oh, with the Rolling Thunder now, they have caught themselves the Silencer, and nothing FCR can do but watch as they dismantle his team and dash it asunder.
This is slowly getting out of control because I feel like this Wraith Pact game kind of secures because you have 2 heroes that do AoE magical damage. I feel like them buying Wraith Pact Pipe will just make their damage negligible. Even if the Night Stalker Shard does counter the Beastmaster 1 creep, at this point, I'm not sure if it's enough, since they have fallen so far behind that I am just still wondering what happened in the lane with Napkin and CFY.
You know, we were looking all over the map, but I know that he got his butt beat in the same way the CFY is getting his butt beat right now. What a beautiful cogs. It's trapping everybody, keeping them out of the Roshan pit. Now here comes the Solar Guardian popping down, trying to do their best to keep the clockwork alive, but finally he does go down, but they made a wonderful trade and bringing down AlienManaBanana. Now they have dropped the lasso, but they're lacking the overall damage to get anything done with it, as they have traded 3 for 1, make that 4 for 1, and they're going to move right back into that Roshan pit.
That's the power of Wraith Pact, kids. They just didn't take enough damage. They just cannot do enough damage in these team fights. I feel like it's just a sad game to watch again. At the same time, why am I being sad for Leshrac? I need to remember it's Leshrac. Leshrac will hate you. Leshrac will sell your kids. Leshrac will do anything.
You know,
to
the Shrek,
win.
he's gonna act all buddy with you, like you guys are cool, but then as soon as he gets a chance, he's gonna sneak and stab you in the back. That's
Yeah,
Leshrac. So don't feel
like
sorry for this guy.
yes, this is 9K net worth lead. Normally, I'm not the biggest fan of talking about net worth leads,
Sure.
but at this point in the game, this is such a huge net worth lead. I'm just hoping that Lasso thinks about not getting this.
Oh, hook shot from across the map. They find themselves D-flash, as there's nothing that this silencer can do but take it.
Yeah, this is the life of a silencer when you're falling behind is just a sad life. You're
Yeah.
just there, like wishing you had a stun, wishing you could contribute to the team at all. But at the same time, you're just a silencer. But yeah, as I was talking about, I would feel way more confident in Silk's ability to win this game if the Soul would think about buying a pipe, since I feel like pipe breathe pact, reducing 50% of damage basically of AMB and Napkin, would kind of shut out two of their cores out of this game.
That's potentially something. Do you think it's something that he's going to debate after this Lotus? Because you can kind of see the perks of the Lotus. You get to purge silences and stuff of that nature.
Yes, it is very valuable. I just feel like you can basically ignore the silences if you just nobody can kill you inside the silence. They're just there like, yeah, congratulations. You
Yeah, so
press
you're
one
saying
button.
it's just more valuable. Is that what you're trying to say? Is we have a hook shot
Yeah.
from afar. FCR is going to be caught, thrown into the dark ascension. He's trying to get away, but can he do it? As we have the silence coming out, the crippling fear, armlet toggling. Is he able to dodge out that swashbuckle from Ryu? So they are able to stay alive on FCR, but now we have a Metamorphosis Terrorblade knocking on your doorstep.
I do feel like it's more value since because this sounds like very high level analysis, I know. Silence doesn't stun you, so your TB can just kill everything.
Sure.
Even if he's silenced.
So you're saying, like, while the Lotus Orb is good, the pipe could just shut the game out at 20 minutes.
Yes, because at 20 minutes, that's like the big thing is the timing. It's the what I like to talk about with people about the tempo of a lineup, and this lineup's tempo is extremely high. Oh my god!
D-Flash,
is-
dude. He's just died back to back to back to back to back, and there's not a damn thing that he could have done differently to not do so.
This is the old school CM experience right here.
This is the Shadow Demon experience, is what the fuck this is, dude. I love that hero, but sometimes you just feel so helpless. It is the true masochist hero, is the Shadow Demon.
Yeah. Do you remember that? I think it's such an old clip of that CM respawning into a prepared Sunstrike and Zeus ult and just instantly just dying in the fountain.
I don't know
Uh,
if I've seen that. I feel that when I hear CM memes, the first thing that I think of is the CMPA meme, one hit and I'm die.
Yes.
Oh, another little clash here in the river, CFY as well as FCR. We got the whole alphabet soup here. Celestial Hammer, but he does get stunned before he can get it off, so they are actually going to be able to get a good kill here. Austin is going to go down for 30 seconds.
Let's see.
Dude, I've seen so many swashbuckle stuns. We got a little hook shot from Seven, the cog pushback, keeping him in the hands of Ryu because he's in the Firefly, so he could have flown over top of the cogs. So that was the better play, and Ryu is able to pick up yet another kill. And this poor Bat Rider, dude, he's just so far behind every other core on the map, and he just feels like he's not really had a game.
Yes, it's a weird offlaner because that's an offlaner you kind of feel like you want to be a mid laner from the offlane. So you need to get ahead and get enough levels to be threatening. Because if you can be ignored like this and just killed before your BKB, it is extremely sad state of affairs. Also, I feel like buying a Basher on Pango is just what I personally have to do since I'm well known for never being able to block my lucky shots. I am just very. Oh my! Oh,
Nat, we're getting a little lasso pullback on to 7,
Yeah.
so that is a decent kill, but you're losing yet another lane of barracks for this. The Savage Roar comes out, but is reflected back with the Spike Carapace. Now we're into the Dark Ascension, so the Global Silence comes out to cancel the Solar Guardian that was flying out onto the map, and now Ryu is just backing up. It looks like we're just going to cut our losses here, maybe just wait and bait out this this Dark Ascension. He can see La Soleil, he's providing them vision, but can he do much else with it?
not really, since both of them have perfect vision with the Hawk being there and Night Stalker Dark Ascension. It's this was that lasso felt like a frustration play since you lassoing this clockwork will just give them the signal of, oh, we can now just kill their entire Raxus
Oh
without
no,
any threat of-
FCR! They found
Oh
him out. They
my.
got him with the bash on the swashbuckler, and that's the carry going down. No buyback. It's looking like that could very well be the ending of this game, as they will have nothing to stop this push outside of AMB, really. As though, no, and they found AMB with the cog pushback. He's surrounded. They're on top of him with the ethereal form. He's trying to stay alive. They have him stunned up. The Bloodstone mana is not enough. The death of the Leshrac. He also doesn't have buyback, so GG has been called. 22 minutes is all it takes.
This was a schlackening of Gabe and proportions.
This was a mollywop for sure, man.
This, as much as I hate to, but I still need to shift this blame onto this Batrider. This was your last pick. This was meant to be like your gotcha pick, and it just did nothing. in
Fell
this game.
flat, dude.
This was a real